Yo, what's good? Welcome back to another TikTok compilation. Okay, fixing my mic. This is another TikTok compilation right here. I would say it's more woke than creepy. I'm trying to find creepy clips. So if you have creepy clips and you want to send it to my Gmail, that is godzell@gmail.com. You can send it to my Gmail and you can put it on the channel. If you have any creepy videos that you've been seeing, download it and just send it to my send a link to my Gmail. And we can get it on there. But that's it. Let's go ahead and get into the video, man. This is gonna be a good one. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, let's see what's going on here.
Forget them car payments. Walk. Get a bike. For real. You don't have to. This stuff you don't have to. And stop trying to fit in with the world because, oh, everybody else got a car. And I bet you everybody else probably broke paying them car payments. There's so many people paying 30, 40% car notes, $500, $600, $700. Like, what the hell is you doing? You don't gotta do that and don't have nothing. They don't got nothing. They not saving. They just making their lifestyle look a certain way. That's it. With that high note. That's all they doing.
Kanye said, one good girl is worth 1,000 bitches.
100.
But clearly y'all didn't listen.
Always the list. Please, God told me to ask y'all for help. I need your help. I can't do it alone. I'm overwhelmed. I'm going crazy. And God, I beg you. I'm fighting this fight, and to other people, it's an impossible dream. It's not impossible. It's going to happen.
Creepy facts about your body you're gonna wish you didn't know. When you go down a drop on a roller coaster and you suddenly feel your stomach drop, it's not just you feeling nervous. What you're feeling are your organs actually moving. Have you ever noticed that an older person in your life seems to have very long, large ears? That's because your ears will never stop growing. Across your lifetime, you will spend an average of an entire year just sitting on a toilet. When we see brains outside of the human body, they usually look pretty solid, but your brain, while inside your skull while you're alive, is actually very soft. It's like melted butter soft.
How do you hold your joint, and what does it say about you? Joint psychology. Shout out to Ethan Johnson May for the info. Salute. So if you see somebody hold it like this, you know, the relaxed hand in between the fingers, apparently it means that they're a wild one who likes to tell stories. This guy definitely keeps a duffel bag in his trunk and probably some bodies, because who the fuck is holding it like this? Not gonna lie, I've definitely had a couple of y'all pass it to me exactly like this. So it means a typical grasp of this person is in an awkward situation. He accidentally pinched the middle while passing in rotation. Oh, so this is sign language for I fucked up, pretty much. This is the sign and body language for I fucked up. So Dr. Marla says if you're holding it like this, it means that you're a romantic, a very well-spoken guy, a stoic. You probably drive a manual. I'm thinking the guy was probably Italian. You know, pasta noodle for a filter type shit. Want some of these? Come back for part 2.
I'm a vegan, goddess fix me rice, cabbage, and collard greens. I still ate the coochie right after she did a yawny steam. She don't got no razor bumps, her shit is smooth like Mr. Clean. If I said I love you, I'm not acting, I'm not Charlie Sheen. She a Christian, she got on her knees, gave me the Holy Ghost. She said that I do too much, but she know that she do the most. She eat chicken, pork chop, noodle soup with pork and beans. That shit bad for you, why you eating all that dead energy? Said she from the hood, she looking good, she make me drop my jaw. I'ma kiss her on the lips, even if she got a scar. She act feminine, so for that pussy, I'ma go to war. Or too magnetic, she attractive, I just can't ignore. Her skin clear, ask her what she use, she say mind your biz. I say girl, stop playing these games, we are not no kids. But I'ma still suck them titties like a baby, where's my bill? Then I'ma go meditate and pray when I get to the crib. Got protection, I don't need a weapon, keep one just in case. I'm like God, in the spirit realm, no one can see my face. Said he know me, but I don't know you, who the fuck are you?
Guys, this is not normal. This is a major event, and I think this is a sign about what's to come.
Did you know that TikTok has a deeper meaning?
What?
TikTok meaning time ticking. What do they want you to do when you're on their app?
Just keep scrolling.
Yes. AKA spending time on their app. Bro, because you're like sitting there, you're like, and as time goes by, it's just tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. So TikTok might be a code name for like time. Just each scroll going by.
And this is one of the biggest lies they ever told us, that we all from Africa, scared of black. We all are not from Africa. We were always here on this land. We didn't come from no Africa.
You're Indian? Yeah. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, you gotta be kidding me.
What kind of Indian are you?
Like Tonto Indian?
Shitty Indian.
Yeah, I had no idea about the history. I had no idea how inclusive this group is and what it means to be
I said Kanye. I was gonna say Kanye. It's
Kyrie. Well, I have one. It's my tribal tattoo. I'm from, you know, the Pamunkey tribe.
Then I asked my grandma, like, "Yo, grandma, what's your background?" She like, Redfoot and Blacktail Indian. What? Yeah, my mother and my father did. We 100% Indians.
Host the show. I've been in the business so long, and I'm the only Indian in the business today.
For the spot cam, sit back and watch. Don't watch your watch and give me some time, man. I am the bomb, man. I am gonna swim till I come out on dry land and now on the front pan. No, we did not land on Plymouth Rock and landed on our land. Now we just bond land. No, we did not land on Plymouth Rock and landed on our land. Now we just bond land.
These are the 5 worst candies you should not be eating. For number 1, Sour Patch Kids. Eating Sour Patch Kids consistently can literally rot your teeth in 6 months. And not only that, eating 1 bag is equivalent to eating 5 donuts. Next, y'all, we got jelly beans. Not only are you eating artificial flavors, but now you're eating artificial colors. So you thought a rainbow jelly bean wouldn't come with rainbow side effects? And please don't tell me you're eating jelly beans that taste like shit. They made barf, booger, and skunk spray jelly beans and y'all still eating it? And we can't forget about Starburst. Starburst is literally just chewy and sweet corn syrup. And this is also one of the few candies that can make you obese. Next, y'all, we got candy corn. Why do y'all think this shit is served near Halloween? Probably because it has some of the worst ingredients, including animal skin and bones. And this is actually somebody's favorite candy. Next, we got Snickers. Now, I know this broke some of y'all heart, but I'm really just trying to save it. Snickers has so much saturated fat that it can increase the risk of heart disease. The caramel gives you so much dopamine that you want more, and Snickers has bioengineered food ingredients. So if you love Snickers that much, eat it at your own risk. Now, if you thought that was shocking, follow me so you don't miss the next video. Y'all stay conscious.
I'm emo. Come on, Jimmy. Really, dude? You could have kept the fake braids in, man. Fake dreads.
Black women and black men, stop this. This is what they want y'all to do.
Nah, for real. We really gotta stop this, man, because I don't think we understand how serious this is. They really got us feuding to the point where we hate each other. Like, we really can't stand the thought of each other when it comes to relationships or living together or combining our lives. Like, we can't even fathom that no more. Come on, man. Bullet bags? Abort all black male babies? Man, that's tough.
What's up?
Let's just think for a second. Just think. Do we see other cultures going through any of this? It seems like every other week they got something going on where the black man did something to the black woman. Like, the latest one was the whole brick situation. And they still haven't proven any of that stuff happened. It's all an agenda. And at some point, we gotta wake up. At some point, we have to look to our right and look to our left and realize, man, this stuff ain't happening in our life. Like, you might get harassed a little bit at the gas station when you go, for the ladies, when you go, but that's because you're beautiful and every man want to shoot their shot. But if you tell them no, and let's be honest, ain't nobody beating you up. Ain't nobody really harming you. You feel me? He might roast you a little bit, say your head big or you ain't all that cute or something, but nobody's hurting you. Yes, there are a few bad apples. That's in everything. Like, all women aren't good. You got some bad women. You got some bad men. But the majority of people are I want to say good, but they're okay. They're decent. You don't need protection from us. Like, we're not here to harm you. We don't want to harm you. Black men really love black women. Like I said in another video, this world is evil. And this is just another evil tactic that they're using to destroy the black household. I'm not saying we all gotta get along and be best of friends, but at some point you have to look at the person with the same skin color, the same skin tone as you, and have love for them, and not look at them and hate them. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I got a couple of guys that I work with that tell me in a heartbeat, man, you might have to go fish in another pond. you can't date no black girl, man. You might just give up on them. And I tell them every time, like, man, that will never happen. It will never happen. Like, I would rather stay and fix what I have to fix with black people, with black women, because that's initially what I want. I'm willing to listen and truly understand how black women think. That's all I do, actually. But I want to know how you think, how you feel, where those feelings come from, where those thoughts come from, and try my best to validate them. But in the same sense, y'all got to do the same for us. You can't be getting called bullet bags. You know what I'm saying? You can't do certain stuff like that, because some of us don't take that well. I read a couple of the comments in that video that I'm stitching, and a lot of men, well, not a lot, but a certain amount of men was saying, like, man, we done with y'all. Like, we're through. We give up. And it's crazy because I've been there. I've been there. I'm just now getting over it to where I'm like, man, I'm done with y'all. But I can't. It's genuine. It's a genuine love. I see you as sisters. You're family. Whether I'm in an intimate relationship with you or not, you are family. I don't want anything else. And y'all can talk about how y'all can get y'all passports and date outside y'all race, but y'all don't want to either. Let's be real. You don't want no other race. So why not make it work? Why not put in some time and some effort to really understand the black man and how we think? Understand what we go through. That's the only way we're going to come out of this little situation, this gender war. Because at this point, man, let's be real. How much worse can it get? Like, we hate each other. Most people, I can't speak for all. You can never speak for all. But the majority of black men and black women hate each other. That's terrible. Not to make the video too long, but let's just start back just quickly smiling when you see a black person. And that ain't just for men and women. That's for men seeing other men. When you see another man, don't mug him. Don't size him up. Just give him a bro nod. What up, bro? How you doing, man? Simple. When you see a woman, man, smile. How you doing? You know, hey, whatever, however you want to do it, however your slang is, but greet them with sincerity and love, right, instead of mugging or automatically assuming that this person don't like you. Mm-hmm. Even if it ain't on some flirtatious stuff, just try to be cordial and nice to each other. Understand that, man. That's the only way we're gonna come out of this. It really can't get no worse, man. We gotta do better.
Want it.
This ain't none of my business, but I find this really interesting about Hollywood and celebrities. Check this out, pay close attention and put the dots together.
Jimi Hendrix wanted to finance the Black Panther Party, but he didn't know that his agent, his manager, was an MI6 British intelligence agent.
Alright, now look at what Kanye said about agents and handlers in Hollywood.
This is how he was threatened. This is a trainer, but come to find out, he was actually Canadian intelligence, but this is my trainer. So this shows you the kind of handlers that are around the superstars in California, right?
Like I said, this ain't really none of my business. I just find it really interesting how there are agents/handlers that work for the CIA inside of Hollywood handling these celebrities, only to keep eyes on them and to keep them in line. Because we all know most of these big celebrities had to sign that contract. And these are the things that come with signing that contract. So if you think about joining Hollywood, think twice. We live under a dome and both the sun and moon are local. Now look at these videos of the sun and moon below the firmament, not in space.
Please can someone help explain how on this flight the moon is below the horizon?
Y'all seen that before? I never flew a plane, so I wouldn't know. Dang. That's how I be looking.
And there are multiple videos of this online. Looking at these videos will make anyone go, maybe we have been lied to. And I'm not even a fan of controlled religion, but I deeply believe that there's a firmament above us, and the sun and moon is inside the firmament, and we are surrounded by water.
Oh, there's a lot going on. I mean, look at the fires first and foremost. The fires is one of the largest land grabs in history, in my personal opinion.
And the reason why I said this, the deeper I researched into the fires, you see that you have the companies that have these energy weapons. There's one called Raytheon. I'm not saying that they're involved. I'm just saying they happen to be in these areas, offices in these specific areas. And then you have the land developers, which move in immediately after the disaster. And then you have the insurance companies, which only pay a portion of the value of the home to the people that lost everything. And leaving them with only enough money to literally move, not rebuild.
Right.
And so that clears out the way for developers to come in. And then you have, which I found evidence of, which I did a whole show about this, you have these other people, these developers that have already made plans on what they're going to build on these sites before the fires even happened. Wow. How's that possible?
I heard you were dropping a country album. Are you switching to an emo album now?
Today I might create an emo album, but tomorrow I could be back to country. Nobody ever knows. That's the best part of being myself. I get to be whoever I want to be every single day. And today, I'm real My Chemical Romance-ish. So.
I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about frequencies here. And when I talk about frequency, I'm talking about the level you own that allows you to be able to see certain things while others cannot. Now, what am I talking about? Egypt, Atlantis, Lemuria, Sumeria, all of those places. Y'all started talking about Atlantis, and everybody kept saying these places are underwater. All of these civilizations are underwater. No, they are not. You can't comprehend these realities because you fail in frequency. In order to see those realities and those civilizations that still exist, you would have to rise above the firmament. You would have to rise back into those high frequencies. So Atlantis is on a high frequency. So anybody who fell from Atlantis because you were doing fucked up shit. Anybody who fell in Egypt, you did some fucked up shit. Y'all fell all the way down to the bottom of the pot, where you bottom out at. Again, the rabbit hole is deep. You can either go down or you can go up it. The whole time, y'all saying y'all was going down the rabbit hole, and I put myself in the midst of y'all shit, and I have to keep in mind to keep myself set apart because I am. And I'm like, wait a minute, why are y'all talking about going down the rabbit hole when I'm clearly going up that motherfucker? And it clicked in later for me. Y'all are going down the rabbit hole. That means y'all are descending further and further down, which is why you can't see shit. So when you come in contact with a person like me, everything that I see and that I perceive and that I get, you want to fight that because, well, I can't see it. Well, just what I see is not what I see. You may not see because you're not on my frequency. Yeah, I'm above you, Hope. So yeah, people will try to make you sound like you crazy. They know you really see it because folks know. They just want you to think that you can't see. So the purpose of this video was to talk about frequency. If your frequency is so fucking low to the ground, of course you're not going to see these civilizations anymore because you fell underneath them. You would have to rise back up and above and pull your frequency back up to where you was at, where you once saw it. I don't know where the fuck y'all was at. A lot of y'all don't even know where the fuck y'all was at. I can figure it out, but I really don't care. All I know right now is y'all at the bottom. Y'all descended so far down that you don't even know what's above you anymore. You told yourself that these things are underwater. No, the one that was underwater is you. You fell below high frequency. You fell down many steps. If you rise back up, you'll be able to see all the things people like me can see and more. So all of the places that y'all thought were underwater, those are just delusions, things they want you to see. And again, as above, so below. So we do have what we call low frequencies, low entities, as well as mid, as well as high. The higher you go up in frequency, you would be able to attain things that most on the bottom just cannot. It's a frequency thing. So it's the same thing when folks come to me in my inbox or on my comment section and asking me why they're not getting the same messages that I'm receiving. First of all, I don't receive messages. I'm not gonna say I do or don't, but what I talk about are my memories. I'm coming online. I was spelled, okay? So I'm in my Akashic records. I'm in my soul. I'm in my memories. So you're not going to get the same things that I am because y'all ain't even in y'all body to retrieve it. But because I'm in my body and retrieving who I am and all of my information, it helps raises the frequency all around this world, which means y'all will receive certain things. But don't look for you to receive the same thing that I'm receiving because me and you are not the same and are not on the same playing field. So all those so-called fallen civilizations that y'all talk about, they were not fallen. You were. I keep telling y'all in fallen state.
Bro, the craziest thing about this whole thing, bro, I've been receiving confirmation for like the past 3 weeks. And this go way back to me when I hopped on Instagram and I made a post telling everybody I was about to vanish. I needed to lock in with myself and get right. You know, that was my first confirmation. And I got that through meditation. I didn't know what it was at the time, but now everything makes sense. Because the more and more that I continue to, you know, go within myself and find out these answers. Because I do deep meditations, like 45 minutes to an hour now, bro. So the astral world, the astral plane has been crazy lately. Like for me communicating with my higher self and receiving new information from my ancestors, you know, going outside sun gaze and getting new downloads from the sun, I keep receiving confirmation that, you know, it's time, bro. It's time to fall back. Phase 1 of this shift is happening. They're trying to stop certain people from making this fucking shift spiritually, bro. So it's like, I didn't know what it was at first, but now I know. I only get on here to spread information, spread awareness, but I was been receiving confirmation that it was time to fall back before shit get real. So to keep it a buck, bro, I knew it was something. I knew something was up. I knew I wasn't just feeling how I was feeling about why I needed to, you know, fall back from all electronics, all social media, and just, you know, lock in with myself, get right so that I, you know, I can ascend within phase 1 of this shift that's about to take place. That's why they're rolling out this October 4th, you know, radiation waves that they're sending out, aka the emergency alarm system or whatever that's supposed to be. But I know what that is. Like, it's DNA alter. And I already knew something was up. Like I said, I didn't know what it was, but now that they finally came out and announced it, me personally, I won't be on my phone or near anything probably the whole day, bro. So if you're trying to get in contact with me October 4th, bro, you're not gonna be able to reach me, bro. I'm not playing no games when it comes to this shit. Cause like I said, I've been receiving confirmation. And now that I know what it is or why I was getting that confirmation, nigga, I'm not taking this shit as no fucking joke. Y'all could take it as a joke. I'm not.
Hey everybody. So today I want to come on here and do a channel reading. And basically what I've been picking up on all day is basically an energy of stagnation. If you have been feeling stagnant, it is okay. I feel like you're in this energy because you're not sure if you should leave a certain situation, and the situations I'm picking up on is dealing with finances, so jobs, maybe even certain friend groups or relationships. You don't want to leave them because you feel like it's going to interrupt the process of you moving into the unknown. You should definitely go into the unknown. Don't be scared. I'm getting that energy of, yes, you have free will, but do what's righteous, do what's best for you. I feel like at the job you're at, you're like the main energy source there that's keeping the job together. That's like holding everybody together and keeping everything flowing and moving. And that may be the reason why you don't want to leave this job or friendship or something, because you are the glue to it. I would just say do what's best for you and don't be afraid to let go of things that do not serve you for what your purpose is as a person. You don't have to necessarily leave a job. You can just take off, do less days if you're trying to get a better job or a new financial income. It would be a great idea to lessen the amount of time you're at this job so you can do the other job as well, if you are one of those people who have multiple streams of incomes and are trying to figure out like what I should do. Yeah, so it's like this energy of frustration or unfocusedness because you can't see what you're trying to do. You can't see your vision at the moment because you have become stagnant in that vision that you have been creating this whole time. Don't be scared to go into this. Believe in yourself, and it's not even about believing anymore. Just know that you are destined for that purpose that you have in mind. Put complete faith in yourself and trust yourself, and stop worrying about how others feel about how you're going about life. Nobody has ever did it the way you did it. Somebody may be doing what you're doing, but they haven't did it the way you did it. So keep going and don't stress. Show everybody you know what's best for yourself. Love you, bye. And if you're interested in getting a reading from me, my email's right there. You can simply send me an email letting me know that you're interested in a reading, and we'll go from there. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Understand the difference between a college training and a college education. You cannot get a college education. You can get a college training. There's a difference. An education, that's the difference.
Shout out to Bobby Hemmett,
man. For a particular course, for a particular career. Understand the difference. I was college trained. All the stuff that I'm giving you right now, I got after college, and I stayed in that motherfucker for 8 years and didn't learn nothing. But I was trained in my particular field without my degree that was going to be my career. College education is not allowed to the masses. Don't be confused about a training. That's how they confuse a lot of our people, by thinking that they're educated, and then and most people, once they become trained, all avenues of education cease. They don't study nothing else after that, because somebody has conferred upon them this degree, and all of a sudden they say, okay, I'm educated. That's a trick. That's real. That's real. You're supposed to study from the cradle to the grave.
That's being selfish. And when you put yourself first, you're being selfish. Like, put yourself first. You have to. Because nobody will. Nobody will put some people think about themselves all before they will think about you all the time.
Oh, we used to be supernatural beings. It's the reason they cover up our history, don't want us near these pyramids, closing out certain shit. I have proof. And while I was at this certain place, I felt all of the energy and the energy connections. Watch this video. I didn't notice this
unlearn and relearn
until later.
You understand what I'm saying? Best thing in life to know is,
watch what I say.
Man, this energy is so strong. Wow.
Let's get into these videos. Cahokia Mounds, one of the largest pyramids that are right here in the United States, actually bigger than the Giza pyramids. And why they're so powerful. Now, let me give you this backstory. This area is the mirror of the cosmos. Seen from high above, the Cahokia landscape had mythic dimensions. The idea reverberates with expressive power. Stay with me now. As you can see, this is the symbol that is connected to that sign. Well, actually, that is not the real symbol. Everything that is ours, they always chop off our nose and recreate. For example, this is the correct nose. They chop off everything of ours and recreate it to make it seem like it's not our history. We are the aboriginals of the whole universe. After the destruction of the original ancient pyramids, our ancestors was on the verge to build new pyramids in order to gain back our power, which is nowadays they will call the mounds. Y'all remember this?
We were in the process of rebuilding the pyramids. You see what I'm saying? To form that energetic connection to communicate and you know, access certain weaponry that can help us in this war. Let me click on Cahokia. Cahokia was in Middle Mississippi. All right.
We always Mississippi.
See it, the Cahokia Mounds. Now check it out. The biggest one. It was many of them, but the biggest, that's what they call them, the Cahokia Mounds in St. Clair County, Collinsville, Illinois. Now, what you got to understand, these are very powerful, energetic points, because they was the Mississippians. We was in the process of trying to rebuild our ancient pyramids. That's why the mounds look like that. But some of them, if you look it up, they talked about how they were bigger than the pyramids of Giza. All right, you know what I'm saying? They'll tell you that much. They just not gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? What was really going on with these mounds?
Power. Now, before we get into this video of the proof, because I was just there at the Cahokia Mounds, I just want to say this. Before we used to worship anything that they gave us, we used to worship the sun. Right. And that is the highest source of energy. And that's the reason why these pyramids was built so high to get close to the energy, to the source. But they won't tell you this. They're going to keep that a secret because It's actually power dealing with these minds and pyramids. Now let's get into this video. Every pyramid has energy connections. Now watch this.
You see this?
Wow.
They gonna portray us to be these people. Look how my shit glitching. They portraying us.
Before we get into this next video of high energy connections, let's just break down the meaning of this symbol. It is thought that the spider symbolized weaving, fertility, the center of the earth, balance, and harmony. Archaeologists believe that the cross on the reverse side is a symbol of fire, the sun, and the center of the earth, or possibly the four directions, north, south, east, and west.
Why is his phone glitching like that though?
We used to live closer to the sun and live in huts. It wasn't no hot machines to control the weather and shit like that. And that's the reason why we was able to live in these huts. Instead of the houses that built nowadays that's blocking out a lot of energy that we could have been absorbing, we used to stay in these huts closer to the sun, absorbing energy. Let me give you a backstory of this symbol. The snakes in Monville pieces have been identified as tie snakes, honored serpents that play an important part in the oral history of tribes from the Great Lakes to the southeastern woodlands. These great serpents were powerful beings. Powerful. Now I'm going to get back to some more powerful shit what they saying. Underworld, who were in constant battle with forces of the upper world, usually represented by the Thunderers, Falcon Mans. These were powerful symbols. They actually hold power. Back to the spider with the circle in the middle. All these gargants hold power. Now listen to this. The gargant represents a cosmic map. The incised design shows above, middle, and below rims. Now, when y'all see hands with the eyes and stuff up on, yeah, this is one of this called the engraved shell pendant. This image shows the hand and eye Malta that is associated with the night sky and the entrance to the afterlife. This might have been worn by a medicine leader to signify their position in the community and reinforce their power. Power. So all of the symbols that I'm showing in this video, they're actually symbols of power. And there's a lot of people around the world who dug stuff up way back in the day, and they do rituals against us with these powers. They got this shit in their crib. Now, hold up. Follow with me now, right here. Gargants are symbols of rank and prestige. Each carry supernatural powers benefiting the wearer. Most gargants in the Mississippi period were made from the shell of the lightning whelp. Sometimes they were carved from the shell of an already incised medicine cup. Back to the medicine. Hey man, like and share for part 2, man. I run out of time.
More than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed in 1991, which I believe was one of the biggest turning points in popular music, and ultimately American society. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making my story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out the names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they weren't ready for.
Damn.
Hold on, let me
So we gonna tell a story.
We gonna tell the story. We ain't scared.
You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do?
They after us, not just playing.
Look, that black van.
So look. So he says, between the late 80s and early 90s, I was what you may call a decision maker with one of the more established companies in the music industry. I came to Europe in the early 80s and quickly established myself in the business. The industry was different back then, since technology and media weren't accessible to people like that, like they are today.
Come on.
The industry had more control over the public and had the means to influence them any way it wanted.
My ears just really
This may explain why in early 1991, I was invited to attend a closed-door meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction. Rap music's new direction.
Yeah.
Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Crazy.
So this was the meeting. The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were being there.
Right.
Most of them familiar faces. Speaking of those I knew, we joked about the theme of the meeting, as many of us did not care for rap and failed to see the purpose of being invited to a private meeting to discuss the future of hip-hop.
Talk to him.
Among the attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they didn't seem to be from our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign a confidentiality agreement preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. Needless to say, this intrigued, in some cases, disturbed many of us. The agreement was only a page long, but very clear on matters and consequences, which stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately. We asked several people what this meeting was about and the reason for such secrecy, but could not find anyone who had the answers for us. A few people refused to sign and walked out. Nobody stopped them. I was tempted to follow, but curiosity got the best of me.
That's right.
A man who was part of the unfamiliar group collected all the agreements from us. So now it's going to get to the good part because the meeting about to start.
Talk to him, G.
It says, quickly after the meeting began, hold on one second.
Get your popcorn, y'all.
Popcorn, get your pistol. No,
for real though.
Quickly after this meeting began, one of the industry colleagues, who shall remain nameless like everybody else, thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who only introduced himself by first name and gave no other details about his personal background. I think he was the owner of the residence, but that was never confirmed. He briefly praised all of us for the success we had achieved in our industries and congratulated us for being selected as part of this small group of decision makers. At this point, I began to feel slightly uncomfortable and the strangeness of this gathering. The subject quickly changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement.
Damn.
He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe and confusion. At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who receive funding from the government based on the number of inmates.
Mm-hmm.
The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons.
Mm-hmm.
It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. Most of us were taken back by this. Again, a couple of people asked what this had to do with us. At this point, my industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become solid investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we'd also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic.
Right.
Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun, and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd, and all four of us was escorted outside. My industry colleague, who opened up the meeting earlier, hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking out about this publicly, or even those who attended the meeting.
Damn.
I asked him, why was he involved with something so corrupt? And he replied, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we can do. And no, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we want to challenge without risking consequences. We all protested as we walked back into the house. I remember word for word the last thing he said. It's out of my hands now. Just remember you signed an agreement. He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our car and actually waited until we drove off the property.
Damn.
So, this meeting,
we just were exposed.
Now that's a lot for a meeting right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, and this person later on, he said, you know, this person actually ended up leaving the music industry after this happened. A few years after this, he ended up leaving the music industry.
Okay.
And he'd say he just, like, you know, over the years he just felt guilty because he said as he sat back and he watched these plans come to a reality
over 2 decades,
he sat back and was like, wow, they really pulled it off.
Yeah.
They really pulled this off. He was like, they were told not to sign any more political rappers, any more rappers that had messages in their music.
No positivity.
It was all to be gangster rap music that they promoted and put out.
So if you wonder where Brand Nubians went, where Pro Righteous Teachers went, where Public Enemy went, where KRS-One went, and all sorts of groups like that was talking, even Queen Latifah and Moni Love and those, you know,
everybody.
It's a back door.
Yeah, anything that was harmless, fun rap, you know, anything that had a message in it had to go.
Yeah, that's why if you even notice though,
we talk about that all the time.
Even be brief with it, you know what I'm saying? Those charms that came out like maybe in 1988, 89, the African charms, those they lasted for about 2 years and they disappeared real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Now, after reading all this, you know, it actually made me feel a few different ways. The first emotion I felt was shocked, because I was definitely taken back by this, just knowing the level of evil that's involved by even thinking of a plan like this. You know what I'm saying? The second emotion I felt was anger. Anger because it's not enough for them to exploit our culture and make all the money off of it. Mm-hmm. Because let's keep it real, the industry has never been favorable towards the artists. Never. But they're going to go beyond the artists to get the artists to influence.
This universe is more magical and is more to your reality than you care to see or care to know. And I know most people don't believe in what they can't see. So if they can't see it, to them it makes it not real. It doesn't make what you think true, because it's really real. But yeah. So because you don't have your memories, you don't realize that you've had many, many lives. You've lived multiple lives. You have experienced life as a woman. You've experienced life as a man. You've experienced life as a baby, a child, a teenager, an elder, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin. We've all experienced that. You may not remember it. You will soon. But not just that. You also experienced living in another body, as in, okay, if this life you're in right now and you are walking as a Native or a Black American or whatever you want to call it, okay, you have other lives where you experience being Caucasian, where you experience being Asian, where you have experienced being Italian, where you experience being all of those cultures. You went through every last one of them. You just don't have no memory of it yet. And the purpose of us having these experiences is for you to get rid of your biases so that you can fully rise. Y'all ain't gonna never rise because y'all don't learn lessons. We go through each body so that we can learn the lessons of each group, each culture. I've experienced it on all sides, which is why I'm able to share the things that I'm sharing, which is why I carry no bias. I learned that every culture is dealing with some biases, some prejudices, and some racisms to some degree. Every last one of them. But each one of them think that they all entitled. Everyone think that they're entitled. Everyone feel that they are over the other, which means most of y'all, if not all of y'all, haven't learned from your lessons in each one of those bodies. Each person you choose to come here to be, you get an experience so that you can actually learn and grow. So which means if y'all still carrying these biases and these racisms, all these isms, that means you failed all of your trials. Because if you still walking around racist as fuck and thinking that you are superior to somebody else, and all these men thinking that they are superior and higher to women, and then you got the women who think that they higher than men, you know, and it just goes back and forth, back and forth. That means none of y'all have learned the lesson. Each life you live, you're supposed to learn the lesson in each life. I realized by watching everybody, not too many of y'all learned any lessons because y'all still think y'all better than everybody else. I'll call in specific people, the one or the chosen ones, and people who so-called white can't be the chosen ones, or if you this or if you that, you can't be chosen. None of y'all are chosen if you carry any of those biases. You're still going around spewing hate and saying that you better because this, that, and the other. You clearly have not learned any of your lessons, and you will be back on this cycle and this wheel again, and you're going to continue to keep going through the cycle of life of being everything that's here until you learn how to find your center and realize that you are the center of your own universe, and you create these situations for yourself in order for your soul to actually grow, for your soul's evolution. Most of y'all forgot that when y'all got down here, because y'all got down here and you fell in love with the realities that you created. So you forgot a whole lot of things about who you are and where you came from. And pay attention. Look at all of the segregation. There was never any integration. There was a myth. It was smokes and screams. Not that many cultures have integrated. They are still fully, very much segregated, which means there's a bunch of isms within those groups. If you think that your religion and your way of life is the ultimate and the best, you clearly did not learn the lesson. Y'all was supposed to go through every culture, every race, every nation, every religion, and you're supposed to learn from each and every one of them. If you have not, that means you will be back on that wheel until you can learn how to grow your soul. Most of y'all spent y'all entire lives judging and fucking with other people to the point where you neglected your own shit, to the point where you didn't even get off your wheel. So you're going to come to realize as you move up further into that body of yours, you're going to have all those memories come up to you about all the lives that you lived, because most of y'all don't know or believe that you had many lives, and you have. You don't remember them because you died many times. And when you die, you don't keep the memory. You only get to keep the memory once you cycle through every cycle there is for you to come off the wheel. So until then, it is what it is. So yeah, you can tell the ones who learned lessons and the ones who did not, because they always tell on themselves when they speak. And the fact that most of the world still carrying a lot of isms and biases lets me know majority did not learn, just like I prophesized. Y'all still sitting up here talking about y'all better than him. He think he better than her. She think he better than him. The white person feel they better than the black. Then the black feel they better than the black, or the white. And then the Asians feel they better than the black. You know, the list just goes on. None of y'all haven't learned anything. I forgot to add on too. You also experienced being unalived. You experienced unaliving somebody. All of y'all have. You just think you're innocent because you are pieced and split all over the fucking universe. So until you put all your pieces together, all of your lives together, you don't know what the fuck you did. And you don't know what was done to you. You don't even know how you died. Y'all don't even know that we died many times in the last 40 years. Y'all don't even know that. because your eyes are closed. There are a lot of y'all who unalived people in y'all last life. So you're going to get unalived in this life. If you were a cheater in one life, this life you in now, you experience being cheated on. Whatever you did that was off, did not go according to law in your last life, you're going to have those things done back to you
Karma
in your
is
next life for you
always
to
with
experience
you.
both sides so that you can find the center and get the fuck off the wheel. But most of y'all can't get off the wheel because you don't see anything wrong with your behavior.
Alright, man. That's it right there. Let me see you guys at the next one, man. Peace out.